Well, guys, Drake is firing back at Kendrick as the beef hits a whole new level. And
you know what? Chose, grab me a shot. I'll drink to that. Grab me a shot.
And Diddy? Well, he is just trying out everything to look good in front of the judge.
2 treatment programs, or has enrolled into 2 treatment programs, one for domestic violence and one for the drug stuff.
But that's not even the end of the drama. Justin Bieber's new album is stirring up some controversy.
Bieber agreeing to pay his former manager $31.5 million just before dropping his surprise album, Swag.
And the Epstein case? It's back in the spotlight with new clues and whispers that the infamous list might finally be revealed.
But there are tons of names in these files.
Let's get into it. Starting off with Drake and Kendrick, their beef has been the talk of the town. But here's the twist. This time, it's not Kendrick who is on the hot seat. It was Drake.
It's been a long fight. It's been a long fight, and I just had to have a warrior spirit.
Kendrick has always been throwing shots at Drake. He's been low-key and sometimes not so low-key, calling him out in verses, interviews, and features. It was always subtle until he dropped Not Like Us, a diss track disguised as a summer anthem.
I love when artists grit their teeth.
You created this massive cultural award-winning anthem out of a battle rap song.
My intent from day one was to always keep the nature of it as a sport. I think a lot of people was putting rap to the back, and you didn't see that grit, you didn't see that bite anymore.
Instead of trying to outbar Kendrick, Drake shifted the tone completely. He called out the setup, claimed the entire beef was based on lies, and said the internet had been manipulated into turning against him.
One of Kendrick's surprise guests, Serena Williams, who previously dated Drake. And our source says he's angry but is not trying to outwardly show it and is acting like he doesn't care.
And yeah, a lot of people weren't buying it. Some thought the track was too soft. Others thought he dodged the real smoke. But it showed one thing. Drake wasn't just gonna let this slide. Because right after that, Drake reportedly filed a defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group, claiming they helped push false accusations tied to the beef and allowed damaging content to spread.
Drake now suing Universal Music Group, where Kendrick is also his label mate, over Lamar's #1 song. In the lawsuit, Drake alleging that UMG knowingly approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track, which was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile.
Now, once the legal smoke hits the air, Drake picked up the mic. He dropped The Heart Part 6. And yep, it was aimed straight at Kendrick. But instead of matching the energy of Not Like Us, Drake slowed it all the way down. The track wasn't about being flashy or throwing punchlines for TikTok. It was Drake stepping into full damage control mode and calling out what he saw as a setup. He talked about how the internet ran with fake narratives, how Kendrick and others leaned into those rumors.
You think this track was more consistent than Family Matters in terms of focus and overall structure, especially toward the very end there? Drake sounds tired and totally uninterested in anything that's going on with this.
And now more recently, just a couple days ago, Drake hit the stage at Wireless Festival in London. While performing, the crowd started taking Kendrick's name and, well, not in a good way.
Just
hey man, sometimes you gotta slurp. I need that chain. Yeah, yes. Fuck Kendrick! Fuck Kendrick! Fuck Kendrick!
But what's amazing is not just how the crowd reacted, it's how Drake said it all without actually mentioning Kendrick.
Fuck Kendrick!
You know what? Chose, grab me a shot. I'll drink to that. Grab me a shot.
Speaking of music and hatred, let's talk about Diddy. So after months of rumors, lawsuits, and raids, Diddy's trial finally wrapped up, and the verdict is in. He was found guilty on 2 federal charges, transporting individuals across state lines for prostitution. But here's the big twist. He was cleared of the heavier charges like sex trafficking and racketeering, which everyone thought could land him behind bars for a full decade.
While I get the allegations of paying prostitutes and having drugs and having a lot of baby oil, it doesn't strike me as a RICO case. And I think the jury feels that. The jury understands that if they convict Mr. Combs of this very serious offense, he's probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison.
Originally, legal experts predicted a maximum sentence of 10 years. But now, some analysts and insiders are saying he could get less than 12 months, maybe even time served.
For Sean Combs and his defense team, this is a massive win. 3 of the counts that had a life sentence possibility are gone. When it comes to transportation to engage in prostitution, the minimum is nothing.
Well, Diddy and his team are playing it smart. Since the verdict, he's suddenly enrolled in therapy sessions, domestic violence programs, even substance abuse rehab, all while behind bars. And no surprise here, it's not just for personal growth. It's all part of a strategy to make him look reformed in front of the judge.
Is enrolled in 2 classes in jail. A class for drug abuse and one for domestic violence.
Domestic violence. These are programs that are offered by the federal government in the prison system for inmates, and he is enrolled in both of these programs. He's also, we're told, in therapy separate from those 2 programs. And all of these things that he's doing, typically for one reason, to look good for the judge. Well,
to make things more intense, his sentencing is set for October 3rd, and prosecutors want at least 4 to 5 years. But with the way his legal team is spinning it, they're pushing for something closer to a year or even house arrest.
that he will get between 1 and 2 years, and I think it's going to be closer to 1. Prosecution is asking for 4. That's just not going to happen.
Next up, Justin Bieber's back in the headlines, and this time, it's his music doing the talking. He just dropped a surprise album called Swag, and while the title's playful, the content, not so light. The lyrics dive into his marriage, mental health, faith, and yeah, a bit of heartbreak.
Dropping his album Swag amid fan concerns for his well-being and rumors of trouble in his marriage.
And of course, like clockwork, fans are connecting the lyrics to Selena Gomez. Every emotional line, every vague reference to a past love, people are convinced it's about her. Even though the songs clearly focus more on Hailey and his current life, the internet just won't let go of the Selena theories. One track, Walking Away, is already going viral for hinting at relationship tension and possibly even a breakup scare. Some hear vulnerability, others hear shade. And as always, Twitter, sorry, X, is doing the most. What's clear though? Justin had full creative control over this one. No Scooter Braun, no distractions, just raw emotional storytelling. Now he even turned that viral paparazzi clip of him ignoring Hailey into a track called Butterflies.
Money, money, money. On track 6, Butterflies, Justin stands on business with that paparazzi moment, turning tabloid chaos into a chill beat.
Yup, he's flipping the narrative on his own terms. And to top it all off, Hailey finally clapped back at all the divorce rumors with a bold Instagram story that read, "Is it finally clocking to you, F-King losers?" So yeah, between the music, the rumors, and that post, the Biebers are done staying quiet. And finally, let's talk about the Epstein case, because yeah, it's back. And this time, it's political. So new documents just got unsealed. And names that were previously blacked out? Yeah, they're showing up. We're talking celebs, CEOs, and people with serious power, all connected to Epstein's island or flights.
Buried among the Epstein files are the flight logs and manifests of the so-called Lolita Express, Jeffrey Epstein's infamous private plane that he used to ferry his rich and powerful friend.
And no surprise, the internet is spiraling again. But now, here's where it gets wild. President Trump, who's in office right now, is actually firing shots at his own supporters. He called people asking for full transparency on the Epstein files stupid and said they've been played by the left. And the message was clear. Trump wanted the convo shut down.
Mr. President, I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled? Why do you think that is?
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest of what the fascination is. I really don't. And incredible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things. The Steele dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. but I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say let them have it.
Even Pam Bondi, his attorney general, is getting heat from MAGA loyalists for not dropping the full list. But Trump? He's standing by her, calling the whole thing a hoax and telling his base to move on. Except, not everyone in his party is staying quiet. House Speaker Mike Johnson literally broke ranks, calling for everything to be released. Full transparency. Even Laura Trump said the White House needs to clear things up.
His daughter-in-law, Laura, is joining the chorus.
Well, I do think that there needs to be more transparency on this, and I think that will happen.
President Trump isn't budging.
Your daughter-in-law said that there should be transparency in the Epstein case. Do you agree with her, sir?
The Attorney General's handled that very well. She's really done it.
The Epstein case isn't just back in the news, it's shaking up Washington. And this list? It could get way messier. And that's it for today's breakdown. If you made it this far, you already know things are getting messy out here. Make sure to like, comment, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next update. I'll see you in the next one.